Happy Monday, LinkedIn family. It's time for another Coffee with Bob on a meet and greet Monday, which is what I always love doing because it's a time to introduce people to some new and exciting connections, right? And today I have a really exciting connection. A lot of you guys know that I love reading. I love books, and not just books on leadership or technology, but fiction books as well. I'm working on my own novels, as a matter of fact. So today I've got Dr. E.K. Prescott, award-winning author, and just released a new book, the Ivy League Chronicles, 9 Square. I'm going to have her talk about it today. So please welcome Dr. E.K. Prescott. I'm so jazzed that I've got a real-life author on Coffee with Bob. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. You make me feel very welcome. Yes,
Well,
it's the first book in a series. Yes.
Yeah, and then the book is incredible. She blessed me with an advanced copy before we did this, and I just blew right through it. If you like Dan Brown as an example, she's got the same kind of game as Dan Brown when it comes to historical mystery novels. So tell us, before I take all your thunder away, because I'm gushing about the fact that I got an author here. Tell us a little bit about the Ivy League Chronicles.
Well, the Ivy League Chronicles is basically all of the series is Harvard, Yale, and that's how I came up with Ivy League Chronicles. The first book really sets the stage for the series, and book 2 comes out the 1st of October, and book 3 in December, and then the rest after the first of the year. But the 9 Squares sounds maybe like an odd title, but it really is in reference to the location, which is New Haven, Connecticut, the square in the middle called the Green, and its nickname is 9 Squares. So the history that's the catalyst for the story. And then the history is 1920s, and I love 1920s. So it's very full of all kinds of 1920s information.
Very cool. And so 9 Squares, I understand that, and I'm trying not to reveal too much about the book, and let you talk about it a little bit more. What's the drive of the book? Let's talk about, how are you setting up a 3-part series, right? The main character. Let's talk about the main character a little bit. Let's talk about what's happening and sort of the mystery involved a little bit.
The scene of the environment or climate is New Haven, Connecticut, 1923.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a time when women were letting go of the old ways, and it was okay to date instead of have somebody, a chaperone, and it was okay to call a male, and it was, and so Maisie is the character who is graduating from high school in 1923, and she wants to go to Yale. Now, being that she lives there, and her brother goes there, this is something she wants to do. Many have told me or mentioned to me that women couldn't go to Yale at this time. Well, yes, they could. They couldn't go on the boys' side of the campus. They had to go way over here. And it was for nursing and something called Maisie, called Petticoat Diploma, which was a literature diploma. So not to mock literature diplomas, but that's all you could get. And so she was bound and determined to vote, and women couldn't vote until then, and have a career and not be at home like the others. So that's Maisie, and she's always getting in trouble. And then you have Wiki, Richard Wiki, who is a ex-Scotland Yard detective in London, England, who was had a really bad thing happen to him, and a friend of his found him a professorship, a visiting professorship at Yale in the criminology department. And, all male, all leads have to have a problem, and he has a big problem, and it's really sad. And so he went there, and the story, him and Maisie then become a duo in a roundabout way.
Okay. And what I really like it in the opening chapter really dives into some very Dan Brownish type of conspiracy starting. right?
Mhm.
And then it all launches from there, which is what I really love. And I'm very excited for book two and even book three. What I like about it, it's very fast paced, right? I mean, you keep everything moving within the novel itself. What was it like writing a novel like that?
Well, um, it's not easy, but it's challenging. And for me, it's fun. You could write a historical fiction and, not have a mystery or anything like that. But I love historical fiction mystery series. So I wrote one. And you have to take the history and then the story and meld them together. And it's not real easy, but the history becomes the story. You have them living in this time period. So the history moves it along because it's a very fascinating time period. So if you pay attention to the history, the story just evolves. And it's about she found a skeleton, or her friend, they were picnicking on the beach in Yale, looking at the Yale boys, and they found a skeleton hand in the sand with Maisie thought a necklace, which it wasn't. It was something more sinister, and that set the tone for the first chapter. The Dan Brown kind of atmosphere, like done it,
Yeah.
and so that beginning is the ending. It takes you to the ending. It's like foreshadowing the ending.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a great read. I want to congratulate you on a fantastic read. I know it was probably how long of a journey did it take you to get to this point?
Well, so when I talk about history and researching, I researched that history for maybe 3 years
Oh wow.
before I even wrote. And so the history, I wanted to tell a story in the time period, but the history created the story.
That's always fun when it does that, and that's why that's why I'm going to repeat this again, because you and I had a conversation before this. That's why I compare it to a Dan Brown novel, because his novels are really so steeped in historical references, and he kind of plays with it. And what I like about what you did in the novel itself too is that you play with that history, right? You weave it so well together that I'm not a history buff, but it sounds like it's all real to me. So that's awesome. So kudos to you on that one. I really appreciate it. So if you're not connected with EK Prescott, if you're not following her, if you're not engaging with her, you really need to. In the comments below will be a link to Amazon, because the book's out. Better grab it. And it's out on, is it hardcover, paperback, and Kindle?
Well, it's paperback and Kindle, and we're having a little bit of trouble with them doing the large print version, but we're getting there.
But to get into it, so I have the Kindle version. I love it. I can't wait for the next book. Dr. Prescott, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it, and I wish you the best of luck. And I know this is going to be a bestseller, and I'm waiting for the big screen adaptation soon.
My brother said, no, thank you very much for this opportunity.
You're very welcome. Have a wonderful day, and congratulations on an incredible novel.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.